stacked up. It's the only real bit of memorabilia I've got in my house. Is my first contract. It's £180 a week I was on.
Wow.
And I was like, the max I could earn was 240. Like, and that to me was like £200,000 a week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I played football for a living.
Yeah.
I can sort my mum out. I'm cool. I don't need too much. And then I moved to Watford. Watford paid £500,000 for me.
Yeah.
Again, still kind of like.
And what's that like though?
That's mad.
Because I feel like whenever I've ever watched like a documentary and, you know, you got the young player who looks at the clubs and or like basketball, you see it a lot, or NFL where they're like, come and have a look at the club and the grounds. And when you go to Watford, and how does the conversation even start? Because I guess it's like, you know, that's a name that like it has weight. Do you know what I mean?
I was going to go to Charlton at first. Yeah. Charlton was the team that I was like, they wanted me and I wanted to go. But
why Charlton?
Because they were the first one that put free, like they were offering me thousands to go. So I went on. Again, I can tell you, £3,000 a week I was going up to, and I was on £2,800. So I'm like, free back. I'm going there. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know where Charlton was because I'd never been to London or anything. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to Charlton, and then wherever we'll figure it out. And then midway through the window, like Watford, it was like spoke to the management, all of that. They wanted me. There were none of mad fingers as well, but I don't know if you've had this in your journey where someone's like, yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to give you that and we're going to do this. And all I'm thinking is they said, we'll put you on £5,000 a week. And all I could think for the next 20 minutes of this guy talking was, right, how many trainers I could get with that? I'm thinking trainers, tracky, like the Gucci belt that I wanted.
You spend
like,
your money in your head.
Oh, yeah. And I'm thinking, that's just week one. And then week two, I can do and you start like, and then at the end, he's like, yeah, so do you want to come? I was like, yep, what have we got to do? Yeah. And then I ended up signing. And you say about checking out the training ground, this, that, the other. I signed for Watford in Beaconsfield service station.
What?
On the day of a game. Their first game of the season, they were playing Norwich. Yeah. We signed at Beaconsfield service station at 11:15.
So it wasn't like the glamorous, like, come down and
no.
The director of football.
No, we signed with the secretary, Jenny, who's at Spurs now.
Yeah.
She met me at the service station. My mum drove me down.
Yeah.
We signed in that. Boom. She ran into the service station, sent it as an email. Yeah. So it got to the FA because it had to be in before 12.
Okay.
So I could play.
Yeah.
She then drove me from Beaconsfield across to down the A Road because at Norwich, some random service station on the A Road.
Yeah.
She dropped me off there. The fitness coach picked me up from there.
Yeah.
And this fitness coach is now Martin Purty. He's at Ipswich with the Premier, the assistant manager.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, he don't know me. I don't know him. He's meant to be preparing for the game, so he doesn't want to come to pick me up. So he's driving, not talking. I'm looking out the window like, I don't even know my man's name.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. He was like, yep. And I was like, cool. And then we just drove for like an hour. No one spoke. I got to the hotel at like 5. Bear in mind, we're leaving at 5:45. So they've given me a trackie to go to the room, quickly shower, put this to come back down and go. As I walk into the room, bro, I'll never forget it. Dale Bennett, you know I love you, Dale, as well. You know exactly what I mean. I opened the door. So I think I got my own hotel room. So I'm like, yeah. Now I'm trying to be like gassed because I got that. And as I went, boop, I opened the door. Dale was in a towel. Dale was ripped as well. 6'2", ripped from London. And he's got steam coming off him. I'm like, you all right, bro? Like, Troy, he's like, I know who you are. I was like, what's the matter? He's like, I was on the bench until we signed you. Now I've had to run. I was like, oh. So he's now... Bear in mind, I think his bonus at the time would be like $2,000 for being on the bench.
Yeah.
Now he's not. He's had to travel. He's sat in the stand watching.
Yeah.
And the guy who's replacing him is like, yo, can I use the shower?
Yeah.
And I'm took in the same room. So he hated me from the second we walked in. We got past it and we're fine. And then I'm literally just the same night I'm playing.
Wow.
I come off the bench, and I knew.
You didn't know your teammates.
Didn't know anyone. I knew they told me that Daddy Graham, who was the striker, was called DG. And John Eustace, who's the manager of Derby now, was captain or skip. Everybody else, I was just whistling.
Wow.
Yeah, like just give it a ball and that, innit?
Yeah. Did you have to kind of assert your dominance though on that day where you got to be like, look, like because you started, I'm assuming, right?
Nah, I came off the bench.
Okay.
Came off the bench, so I came in late. That first year at Watford was awful, man, because I'd come from being a really small puddle. At Warsaw, where I was the man. Yeah. Like, and my dad was around at that time as well, so my dad's loud. Yeah. Like, yardy loud, man, and it is so. We used to be doing stuff, and we were sponsored by a company called Banks's, which is bitter alcohol.
Yeah.
And if ever I won like man of the match, which I did a few times, like everybody, there's like 2,000 people. Yes, yes. I'd be like, Dad, man. He's like, no, make sure you put them in my car. Game's going on, and he's like walking to the side, like happy that I've got Banks's. And and then like I'll do warm ups, and he'd be like, "What are you doing that for?"
Yeah.
Like he was just, my dad. Yeah, was so like in my head he was 6'10". He was that, but actually when we buried him, he was the same height as me. I didn't even know, but he had this aura that he was just bigger and larger.
Yeah.
And I was talking to some people yesterday that were doing a film back in Birmingham, and they were talking about my dad, and they were like, "Your dad had this thing that you heard him before you saw him, and you were like, oh, he's coming." Do you know what I mean? Like, and you just knew he was either going to be on bantering you to the point where you wanted to fight him because that's what he wanted, or he was in a bad mood and he was going to fight you anyway. Either way, he was going to end up in a fight. Do you know what I mean? So bear in mind, so I've gone to Watford now and I don't know anybody, but now you've just given me my first paycheck. Once I paid tax and all that, I had 32,000.
Wow.
And I was like, I remember, you know, you get paid at 12.
Yeah.
I was up. I walked to the cash machine. I walked to the cash machine. Mum, it's in. Like, what do you want? And within 10 days, bro, I had about $3,000 left.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, right, all my lads who've been taking me out, right, we're going out. I'm paying. Then I'm going into Gucci. I'm like, bear in mind, this is 2009, 2010. So it's like Gucci, Ed Hardy, all of that. I'm like, give me all that. I want all of that. My friends could have all of that. And then I was the man. But football was terrible. But you've just given this kid so much. I just didn't go in. Yeah. I just wasn't emotionally or mentally mature for the opportunity that had presented itself. Do you get me?
Yeah. Because so you're right. Yeah, this is like, I guess it's like your current, because this was within your last 10 years to where you are now. Your current is interesting because like you're at Watford, you're a cult hero at Watford. Do you know what I mean? Like there ain't nobody who hasn't seen that goal where you score against Leicester to go to the playoff finals, right? Like, and I've watched that bare times, bruv. What a moment, man. One
of the guys outside in the reception, he just pulled me. He was like, that goal, man, so sick. Said, could we get a picture? I was like, yeah, no problem. And like, happy, like, what's that? That's nearly 15 years old.
Every time I see it, sometimes it comes on Sky.
They
show the whole match.
But
I watch the whole match
just for that moment.
The whole moment. Almunia makes the save. So like, you're at Watford, right? You're a young man earning a lot of money. And then amongst that, you know, you're then part of the club. You're part of the DNA, and you're part of the journey of them going from the Championship to like the Premier League, and you're earning more money. Like, how is it like for someone at their peak of their careers to earn that money? How hard is it to still look after people? Because, you know, you're saying like I get it where we're from. Like, we have to look after our friends. And I think I seen an interview recently where you spent a lot of money in Vegas.
$250,000 in 4 days.
And it's mad because when I seen it, I was like, yep, I know what that feels like, bro. Not that much money, but
it's still relative, isn't it?
Yeah, and I get it. When you go to Vegas, it's a different level, innit?
Absolutely.
You go to Dre's, you go to Tao, you go to Marquee, and
Wet Republic, you name it.
Yeah. So like, how hard is it living up to the expectation off the field, like with family, friends, and public, and
you know what
being
happened?
like the man?
Do you know what happened with me? Yeah, and I'm trying to. It's a little bit deep here, so I apologize, but I think you'll understand. So I from my earlier traumas, I just developed. I don't have empathy. I don't have that much emotion. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And like like I said, my dad died at 47. So when I was 21, my dad died. Again, superhero, blah blah blah. I've already been the man of the house since I was 9. I've been working, and we've got pictures, and I'll get them to send me. But like, I'm working in pubs at 9 years old, glass collecting.
Yeah.
So I've always been the man of the house. So I've never really had empathy, because when the bad things happened to me, I was like, do it again. Who cares? No one asked me if I was all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We just had to crack on. So then when I got into this place of like money and a lot of money, like at my peak, I was earning like 129,000 a week.
Wow.
I was earning a lot of money. So what I would do then, like, no one tells you what to do. You probably saw this social change with your family now. You can
100%.
You can kind of do what you want. And then I got into this space here where I was like, if I hadn't seen anyone or if someone was upset, I'd go and see them, but I'd just drop them like 5 bags or 2 bags or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it got to this weird stage that like it was lockdown where it forced everyone to stop at it. And obviously we were still earning, but I was like 31. I'm I don't know how long this gonna last. It was like cousins I don't chat to were saying to my mum like, I need a new kitchen, you know. Knowing that my mum doesn't like any confrontation, so she would tell me, and then I would be like, "Oh, do you know what, mum? Here you go to deal with it." So anyway, in lockdown was the first time I said no to anyone. That was from 19 to 31. It was the first time.
How did that make you feel?
Uncomfortable. At first, but I was just like, if this all goes tits up, am I gonna lose out, or are my kids gonna lose out because somebody else can't be bothered to do the work? So I just started saying no, and then sadly for everyone, I know you're gonna watch this, but I just got really happy saying no. Do you know what I mean? That burden just lifted off my shoulders, and
man.
I was like, what I realised once I said no, because that first no is like, what if they can't? Do you know what I mean? What if they really need me? And then what happens when you say no is people figure out a way. And you go, oh, okay. Because now when I go on holiday, not around those times, when I used to go on holiday, I used to get people mad that I was on holiday. Like, we don't get to go on holiday.
Oh, wow.
Like, you better get to work then. Do you know what I mean? That's my problem. But, and you just got, there's like this uncomfortable, you know what, here's one you'll know. Let's just say you got hit with a tax bill, let's just say, just because of the time of year we're in now. And you go, oh, man, got this bill, man, pissing me off, whatever. Someone will go, oh, I had this council tax bill. Hey, it's not like yours. And you're like, what are you about? Do you know what I mean? Or like, do you know what I mean? You know it as well as why you're laughing.
I know.
I got to buy a new bed or something. They go, oh, I got to buy a new bed. It's not like yours. And it's like, it's all relative, bro. Like, whether you're earning £1 or $1 million, like, we've all got bills to pay. No one likes doing it, but they put this, like, box around you that, like, you're financially stable, so you don't have to worry about anything.
Man, 100%.
Do you get what I mean? And then also, I come up with a time when, like, Wayne Rooney's earning 300 grand a week. My mum, until lockdown, didn't know how much I'd ever earn. So when my mum was talking, I was like, Mum, I'm going to have to stop with family, this, that, and the other. She's like, yeah. She's like, can I just ask, what do you earn? I was like, this. She was like, huh? My mum asked me for shit, innit? She was like, what? And I've only got a car. And I was like, yeah. But yeah, it's just like, just understanding that, like, you got to put nest eggs away. And obviously, I got divorced as well, bro. So I lost a lot of money in that. And, you know, at one point I was very angry about that. But then, you know, working through it, I got 2 wonderful kids out of it. So you pay whatever. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And you're in a position to rebuild. It's not like doing it now. Like I've retired and I've lost everything. Do you get what I mean? I was still able to play and do what I was doing. So it just made me a bit more smart, and then it made me a little bit more selfish in the feelings and emotional part. Not in that. And I'll still help people out where you can, but it ain't gonna come before me and mine.
And especially when it's things where
it's all material.
And you know, I guess it's like, for what you're saying is like, if someone's saying I need a new kitchen, it's like, yeah, but the boiler's working though, innit? You've got hot water. It should be your last. And then we put it on without a new kitchen.
Put it into perspective. Sorry, my nan, who again, she's like the queen of the family. She don't ask for nothing. So I went round like two winters ago, and she's got like a blanket over her and 4 cardigans. I was like, no, it's freezing in here. What you do? She's like, oh yeah, boiler's been gone. I was like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
She's like, it's not your problem. I'm like, no, but I can fix it. She's like, oh yeah, it's fine. So I fix the boiler. I go back a couple of months later, and I'm like, man, it's still cold in here. What's going on? She's like, oh, yeah, the windows, they've been blowing out for 2 years as well. So I'm like,
wow.
I just sent my friend again, because I do property, and I was like, go figure it out, fix it, innit?
Yeah,
So my brother goes, my brother's a roofer, my brother fixed the roof, and now when I go around, she's in there like basically in a freaking swimsuit. She's like, it's hot in here. But it's like, you know, you get different ends of the spectrum, don't you? You get people that feel entitled and whatever, then you get people that just want the best for you, that won't really ask for nothing.
Yeah, man.
Do you get me?
Yes, what's good, people? My name's Mo Gilligan, and you just watched my podcast highlights of the beginning, middle, and end podcast. Now, if you did like this, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you want to catch the whole thing, yeah, I'm talking the whole juicy thing, make sure you go listen to it on the Global Player or wherever you catch your podcast. Take care. Peace.